has gone wrong. I can't set this up. It's showing a really low frame rate. I'm running off my phone at the moment, which crashed. And the 3 times that I tried to set up the live stream with a thumbnail and the actual title, and I'm just going to plug my phone in here so it doesn't run out of batteries. I don't think it will. But basically, this computer, which I've just had fixed, the screen isn't working. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that it just went off, but flickering on and off. There you go. It's back. Images here. Yeah. I don't even know if this is the right orientation. It might not be. It looks really crap to me. It looks like it's running at, I don't know, 240p. And then I've got my backup laptop, which decided that it was going to take an absolute age to find the files I need to just have the Morning Brew picture in the corner and stuff. I was waiting 10 minutes for it to try and find those files on here, on this hard drive, which stopped working yesterday. And oh my God, it's all Trump's fault and Musk. But I bought another monitor from the other room at my mum's. I've done everything that I possibly could to get the stream up and running. And this is the best we're going to get. We haven't got a thumbnail. I don't think it's got a title. I believe by looking at the chats that, I'm round the right way. I couldn't turn on monetization. Great. Brilliant. Well done, YouTube. Literally, retouch. I don't want retouch. Turn that off. What a weird thing. And what does this do? What does this button do? Highlight, save to your channel. Oh, right. Okay. It's made a highlight. Okay. I probably shouldn't just press random buttons, should I, on here? A lot of people still waiting on the original stream. Russell, if you go into the chat on that, because I couldn't even stop the original stream, it wouldn't let me. So I tried to start the stream in OBS to then stop it immediately, so people will know to leave it. Oh my God, I'm having one of those days. So here's the camera that I normally use to film you beautiful people on. But obviously that's not happening this morning. Wow. In Liverpool, I had to set up a different setup here. I should have just bought my desktop PC. I drove over. I could have bought it, but it just weighs a ton. And I was like, I'm not bringing that bloody thing. But thinking about it now, probably should have bought my desktop PC with me. But you live and learn. We were playing very good. I've started to get pro Zuckerberg posts on Facebook in the couple of days. Get off Facebook. It's a disgrace. So you managed to get going then. It's a bit choppy. Oh, wow. You absolutely deserve this morning, Hugs. Oh, thank you, SG. I was a bit worried that I hadn't activated Super Chat, so you wouldn't be able to do that, but you obviously can. Oh, thank you. Oh, my God. 2 laptops and my phone crashed. Like it said, YouTube app stopped working for about 2 minutes with me holding it and sobbing. Anyway, so yeah, a couple of housekeeping things. There's a guy yesterday when we were doing our talk during Lego. One of the people in the chat, Anthony, who pronounces the TH in his name, I was talking about how Americans do it and making a bit of a joke. And I shouldn't have made that joke because it's unfair on people who pronounce their name that way. It's a valid way to pronounce the name. A lot of people in the chat were like, no, that's not the right way to pronounce it, to a person who pronounces it that way. So can I just say, first of all, I'm sorry for doing that. But secondly, can I also ask that people in the chat just be nice? It's not nice when people say, your name is incorrect, you say it wrong. You can say your name any way that you want, and we have to respect that. And it was a clumsy point that I was trying to make, is like, if someone wants to call themselves something, you call them by that name, unless it's Twitter, and he wants to call it, and Musk wants to call it SX. He can be safely ignored. We can dead name Twitter till the death of the universe. But yeah, with people's names. So Anthony, if you're watching, I'm really, really sorry. And I'm sorry that the stream went in that direction. I really didn't mean it to. And just people in the chat, please, just be aware of how things come across to people. I mean, I don't think anyone meant any malice by it, But yeah, and especially on a stream that was supposed to be not political, so we didn't, we went getting everyone down over the current state of the world, because let's make no mistake about it, Trump has let 1,500 terrorists out of jail, and now he has his own terrorism squad who are all tooled up to the nines. Yeah, because terrorism's a good thing now, apparently, if white people do it. But let's celebrate the wins where we get them. And one of the big wins yesterday was Prince Harry winning his case against the Sun. And make no mistake, he won. He absolutely took them to the cleaners. I can't emphasize this enough. There's the right-wing commentators, and I was going to show you the front page of the newspapers this morning, but I can't because my fucking laptop's not working. Actually, I might be able to hold it up. This laptop's still working. Maybe I could hold up. I'll go on to my. Do you know what? Oh, I don't know the internet password. Oh my God, it is going to be one of those days. Hang on. I have a solution. I've got like 1,000 workarounds going on here all at once. Hang on. Ethernet cable, USB-C. Right. Let's try and do this. Plug that in there. Nicely done. Right. I just want to show you the front pages. It's gonna have this bloody silver box hanging off the side of it, but that's okay. We will survive. But unsurprisingly little on the front cover of the newspapers about this epic win of Prince Harry against the newspapers, and especially against News Group newspapers, which is a stupid name because it's got the word news in twice. News Group. It's like something a child will think of. Yeah, absolutely, took them to the cleaners. So we've got Stockard Channing is 80. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can see it. So you can see in real time here. I hope that there's what's on the front page of the. I didn't think this through, did I? Because I can't actually see what's on the screen. Do you know what? Be very clever. Hang on. This is probably going to backfire really badly. I've got a monitor here. I'm going to plug the monitor in so I can see what you're seeing while I'm holding this up to the camera. There you go. We can bodge this together. This is brilliant. This is like proper bodge it together. I've not had a message in a while, so I don't know if you can still see me. I don't know if I'm still getting messages, but if I am, so here we go. Here's the. Oh God, it's showing the lights. There are 3 lights. Okay, so there's the Times there. British subsurfacers, easy for you to say, to warn Putin spying ship there. I need to get rid of the chat now. No, I don't want to stop streaming. There we go. Do we need to raise funds for you to keep a spare PC at your mum's? No, I just need to get my PCs working. This one here, this laptop here just came back from the fix-it shop. It's still under warranty. Had a sound problem, but now the screen's not coming on. Anyway, but let's go through these, okay? So we've got British surfacers to warn Putin's spying ship. That's on the front page there of the Times. And I've got a wireless mouse, so I can move the screen. This is really good. I can move the screen. I'll show you. The I newspaper, gotcha. Prince forces son to pay out over 10 million. So that's actually reported there in the I newspaper. But really interesting that it's not in the Times, which is part of News Group International. We've got the Daily Express there. ISIS death cult back on the streets of Syria, and that's doesn't mention. It's got a free family pass there for the National Trust. Doesn't mention it at all. She nailed it. Praise for Bishop, who made appeal to President for mercy, and it's obviously on the cover of the Guardian. There we've got. We've got Prince claims historic win over son owner after settling intrusion case. So that's actually in there. On the Daily Mail, nothing about it. There's a young lad who unfortunately got murdered, and there's the nuclear sub story, and then the Mirror, again, another newspaper that is being done for phone hacking. They haven't mentioned it. It's not on there. It's not on their front cover at all. The Star, not there. It's part of the INCA. Independent, yeah, they list it. They've got it in there. Harry wins historic 10 million plus apology from Murdoch's son. Daily Telegraph, and this is just phenomenal, right? So we've got this sad story about this kid who got killed. 1 in 12 in London is illegal immigrants. I don't know where they got that figure from, but whatever. But here you go. This is what you need to see. Okay, I can do this. This is really cool. Okay, so look at the cover there. I don't know if this is coming out. This might be backwards to you. If it's backwards, I'm very sorry. I don't know how to flip it. But Harry climbs down after 8-figure payout. Harry climbs down. That's just insane, isn't it? Sorry if that was backwards. I forgot that it mirrors it when you're on your phone. I don't normally have that problem. I'm normally the right way around. But it's a bit confusing when you're not on a mirror image, because you move this hand and you look at the screen, it looks like you're moving this. Anyway, I'm not getting any more of your messages. No messages have come up. The last one I've got is MH Carer saying wow, and that's it. So I don't even know if I'm still streaming. I hope that I'm still streaming. My fingers crossed I am still streaming. I'm just gonna log into YouTube and just make sure that this is still going out. Oh my god, what an absolute bloody disaster it is. This is why Phil's right. You should just never leave home. Never leave your house. It always goes horribly wrong. Oh my god, I just checked and the title of this video has come up with Island Brew. Shit. So that's not right, is it? Okay, so what I've done in order to read your messages is I've logged into Facebook and I have brought up the I'll show you. I brought up the chat on my screen here so I can see what you've written, because it's not coming up on my phone. It's stuck, and I've got all these words here on my phone. Facebook is boomer centric and hence gammon centric too. Avoid. Oh, I'm sorry. I can see myself on the other screen, and there's a sort of 30-second delay. It's really annoying. Oh, stop doing this. And now it's tiled the screen. Why would you tile it though? Not sure. Graham, see the chat. So funny though. Graham, your image is backwards, says Leakshin. Yes, yeah, I realise that. I can't do anything about it. Just, oh god, I think I will go back to bed actually. If I could show you my phone, it's stuck on the last few messages and it's not refreshing. I can't get the messages that are up off the screen, so like half my face is cut off by messages. But I can see them on my monitor over here. So sorry, I'm not looking down the barrel. But yeah, I'm loving this stream. It's a talking hat. Yeah. I hope you can hear me. This reminds me of the Private Eye cartoon. Per hint of David. Yeah, that's why I was reading it out. And there you go. I got my daily fix. Just glad I got my daily fix. Wrong, I know, but this is making my morning. What a nightmare. Oh, is it stop? I think he's steaming. Well, it got me chuckling. I don't know if it stopped going out. I don't think it has. I can still see it on here. All okay. Okay, good. Phew. It's called Island Brew. I'm gonna have to change the title afterwards and add a thumbnail. I just can't say FML at the moment. Right, can we talk about this settlement, right? Which is what I want to talk about this morning. And the newspaper's response to it, which I was trying to show you there. You have the Telegraph reporting the story as Harry climbs down. Harry did not climb down. Harry took it as far as he could possibly go. And the resolution he's got, the Sun newspaper and the owner of the Sun newspaper, News Group Newspapers, they have admitted that they broke the law. That's what he wanted. He wanted to get an admission they'd broken the law, because over 1,000 people have been paid off by the Sun and the News of the World. They spent, News Group International has spent over £1 billion covering this all up, paying people off. The scale of this is off the charts. And it's not just the phone hacking that they admitted culpability for, but they also admitted they broke the law by deleting emails, millions, 30 million emails. And it was a, what's it called? Perjury, baby. Yeah. They committed perjury. Rebecca Brooks, right? She at the time was the head of she was the editor of the Sun, I think, and she went before a select committee and said that she had no knowledge of any of this and that she hadn't done anything wrong and blah 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 blah. And it turns out that was bullshit. Okay, so she was lying. She perjured herself in that, and they have admitted that she's perjured herself. She is now the head CEO of News Group International. Like she's one of the top dogs at that firm, of misinformation and phone hacking. And like, this isn't just. I want you to just have a think about like how bad this was for the people whose phones were hacked. You had Millie Dowler, who was murdered, and her phone, her messages on her phone were deleted by private investigators, paid for by these tabloid newspapers, the Mail, the Mirror, the Scum, the News of the World. They paid these investigators to hack into her email, into her voicemail, to listen to her voicemail messages. And to make more space, they deleted those messages. Someone hacked in and deleted the messages of a murdered schoolgirl. But then have a think about this. Harry, in his words that were read out by his solicitor, his lawyer, he talked about the damage it had done to his relations in the past. So there was one story that I heard. I don't know if it was about Harry in particular, but it was about a celeb who something had happened, and there was only like 2 other people who knew about it in their lives, and then it was on the front cover of the newspapers the next day. How would you feel if that was you? And how would you feel if the 2 people who knew about it were your mum and your sister? How would you feel? What would you think? What would be the first thing that go through your head? Oh my God, my mum has possibly called up the newspapers and to get money. I don't know, but the number of relationships that were destroyed by this, Harry's first main relationship, he reckons, was destroyed by this, because they've been hacking his phone. They've been using illegal methods to obtain information about him since 1996. 1996. I think he was born in 1984. Can anyone check that? Because I remember him being born. I remember when the teacher brought me and Ian Lane to the front of the class. I would have been in 3rd year infants at the time, so maybe it was 1985. Someone can look it up. That'd be great. But I was in 3rd year infants, and the teacher brought me and Ian Lane to the front of the class because we were gingers. And she wanted to say that the new royal baby was ginger, like Graham and Ian. It always stuck in my head. So yeah, whatever year I was in 3rd year infants. So that was the year he was born. So he must have been about 10, 11 years old when this started. And it got to a point where he knew that it would be a battle between the royal family and the Fourth Estate, the newspaper, these disgusting right-wing fascist newspaper barons who run the world with they drip feed their poison into the souls of so many people. So many people have to live under the cosh of what these absolute bastards do, and it is an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. And when it came to choosing, essentially, whether to pursue this or not, there must have been a discussion with Harry and his family where basically he's saying, look, my dad's coughing over there. Are you all right, Dad? Yeah, he's all right. There must have been a discussion where it was like, Harry, this is not good for the royal family. We want you to drop this. This is, they're going to try and take us all down. And he's taken one for the team. He said, no, I'll continue doing it. and we'll split apart, and then I'll do my own thing, and I'll take them down. And that must have been a very hard conversation for him to have with his family. And then the vitriol against him and Meghan Markle once this process against other newspapers as well, not just the Scum, but also the Mail and the Mirror. Once that process started, then the absolute knives came out for Harry and for his wife. I used to think it was just pure good old-fashioned racism against Meghan Markle, but now we've obviously got another layer to that, which is that, oh no, actually they were going after him because they needed to character assassinate him in order to spread their lies more effectively. Harry's climbed down. He hasn't climbed down. I can't emphasize that enough. He has not climbed down. Maggie Pye, thank you very much for the 20 Swedish krona there. There is a special place in hell for Rebecca Brooks. I couldn't agree more. And Maggie, another super chat that came in a bit earlier, 20 Swedish krona. I've used Facebook for over a decade. I'll miss it a lot. Yeah. That's how I feel. I mean, the friends of mine who have had to give up their Twitter accounts, like Supertansky had to give up her Twitter account. She had something like, I don't know, 300,000 followers, 300,000 people following it, and she's had to walk away from it and start on a new platform because of the fascists. That's what the fascists have done. They've gone, oh no, we don't want people who are sensible and nice being on this platform. We just want absolute fascist horror shows. Anyway, back to the newspapers. So Meghan Markle, like, two stories stick in my head. One was said by James O'Brien yesterday during his show, when he said about the lily of the valley flower, which is important if you watch Breaking Bad, was included in the wedding bouquet of Princess Kate, right? So when she got married, it was and in describing this bouquet, it said it was a nod to the history, because this particular flower was in the bouquet of Queen Victoria or someone when she got married. So it's a bit of a nod, to family and to the royal thing. Right? So the exact same flower is in Meghan's floral bouquet at the wedding. It's being carried by a bridesmaid, and it's like, Meghan tries to kill bridesmaid with poisonous flower. Like, the bridesmaid's going to eat the flowers like a fucking ghost, because that's what you do at a wedding, isn't it? You eat the flowers. Oh my God. Like, and the other one that always sticks in my head is avocados, right? So avocados, you can run these stories next to each other where it's Princess Kate and Princess Meghan, right? And when it's Princess Kate, she does exactly the same thing. So she has avocado on toast, and that's a healthy option. Meghan has exactly the same breakfast, and she's accused of eating blood avocados, which are sourced in countries where people die farming avocados. And you're like, what? But I mean, through this lens, it all makes sense. The problem is our message and the message of Harry and everyone else involved in the phone hacking scandal. It's not getting out because the newspaper, it's not getting out to the older generation because they get their information from these so-called newspapers. They are not newspapers. They don't tell anyone the news. They tell you what happened yesterday and their opinion about what happened yesterday. Everything is fed through a lens. Everything is fed through a filter. You never get the truth in these bastard rags, any of them. And although the Mirror might be a bit better in some respects because it supports Labour, but at the same time, it still went in for these same tactics of phone hacking, something that Penis Morgan has always denied. But that's because he's a filthy liar, and he wouldn't know the truth if it came up and bit him on the arse. And that is just really, really messed up. It is just really, really messed up. I wonder what Penis Morgan has to say now. He got away with it too, says MH Carer. Well, I don't think so. I mean, this only was culpability for the Sun, and I don't think he worked for the Sun at the time. I know he did back in the 90s. I think he worked for the Sun, but I don't think in the time that this is covering. Facebook is boomer-centric and hence gammon-centric to avoid. Yeah, it's gone. Sorry, Amy, that message came up ages ago, but yeah, I agree. Facebook is becoming more increasingly toxic. It is being Xified. The enshittification of everything rolls on, and this is what we're going to have to do. We have to find new platforms to do videos and to get these messages out and to find our audience. Christopher says none of the newspapers point out Princess Kate went to the same school as Beatrice and Eugenie. Yeah, she's just like, she's just a commoner, really. I mean, she's just, a common privately educated person. The double standard, anyone could be a princess, really. The double standards of the press towards the two women is when I realized there was an active campaign against her. Yeah, absolutely true. Leonora's embroidery journey. I just found you. Welcome. Sorry, this has just been a bit of a nightmare this morning, and I was more than half an hour late getting started. I thought, right, if I can't get it working, if I can't get the stream working on either laptop, literally two laptops, neither of them working properly. If I can't get them working, then I'm gonna just do it on my phone. I'll just do it on my phone. Dead simple. Do it on my phone. And then I which I did 100 times while I was on the island. I've done it loads of times where, it was at Glastonbury and things where I've just done it on my phone, It's my emergency backup of like backup of a backup. Just, oh my God. It just, yeah. So next time I think I will bring next time I'm driving, anyway, if I'm getting the train over here, it's a bit difficult, but next time I'm driving, I'm definitely going to bring my big PC. I could do some video editing as well if I bring that. That's the problem with the press. They're supposed to report the news, not give opinions, says MH Carer. Absolutely. But they don't. They just give their opinion about stuff. I mean, you think about how much columnists are paid, like how much Boris Johnson is paid to pontificate about bullshit he knows nothing about, because the guy's a lazy idiot. He probably gets ChatGPT to write his fucking columns for him. He gets £1 million a year to write bilge. And then you've got like Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Littlejohn, Katie Hopkins. For a long time she was a columnist until she went too far, but apparently she's back now because X is allowing any old bastard back on it. People who were banned for transphobia, people who were banned for racism, and people who were banned for death threats. They're all back. Everyone's back. Everyone's happy, except for usually happy people. The miserable people are happy, kind of. They're never really happy, but there you go. Hey, before I go, I was going to mention I was listening to LBC on the way here to Liverpool last night when I was driving over, and one of the things that was said on there was like they were talking about how the Brewdog, the guy from Brewdog was on, and I turned it off because I can't be asked listening to him. He's a gobshite. The guy who complained about the work ethic of British people and saying we're really lazy and we expect stuff for nothing, and it's like, and we're envious of people who do well, right? And I mean, I wouldn't have called in, but like there was a part of me that was like, I want to call in and point something out, right? When people talk about the politics of envy, a phrase that you should never employ. One thing that I find mad about it is, in my experience, it's not working class people or even middle class people who are jealous of rich people. Do you know who's jealous of rich people? Other rich people. Have you met them? Have you seen them? Have you seen the shit they buy? Have you seen the houses they build? Have you seen their yachts? Have you seen their big blingy fucking rings on their fingers? They are jealous of other rich people because other rich people have more than them. Their yacht is 1 foot longer than them. They're the people who have a problem with rich people. Rich people, mostly. And what they're talking about, on a day when there was literally over 12 hours of solid presenting by privately educated presenters, because Sheila Fogarty is off at the moment, so you've got the horrible woman I hate, Vanessa Feltz. She is awful, and I know people who have worked with her, and she's as awful behind the scenes as she comes across on the screen or on the radio. And she's just horrible. She's a right winger. She's goose stepping moron. As far as I'm concerned, everyone's a goose stepping moron these days, Graham. Yes, I know. But the way that they told this story, and I don't think the guy who founded Brewdog went to private school, so that's not really the case here. But if there is jealousy on the side of normal people like you and I, the 93%, it's not about the money. It's not about, like, do people not want to be millionaires? Do people not play the lottery? But this is the thing, right? Most of us, when it comes to the lottery of life, of getting the fun jobs that pay well, right? You're not allowed to buy a ticket. That's the difference. 93% of us are not allowed to buy a ticket. And so when the already rich get their fame and even bigger fortune than their parents had already handed to them, there's a part of us who's like, it's not about jealousy. As much as I'd like to be rich, I'm not jealous of their life, because they do the same shit that we do. They watch TV, they watch Netflix, they go for a shit, they have a shave, they eat some food. They don't have golden fucking cornflakes in the morning. They eat the same cornflakes as you and I, But and if you're Gwyneth Paltrow, you eat, oh god, the worst food ever. You eat like Oliver in Oliver Twist for some reason. I don't know why you'll do that if you were rich, but they do. I'm not jealous of that. I'm jealous of the opportunities that they are given, even if they're fucking useless, like Matt Hancock, who is always going to be my talisman to hold up and say, this is a completely useless motherfucker who rose to such a prominent place in the nation, in the machinery of the nation, that he was in charge of health during a pandemic. And because he's so useless, like he is a useless piece of shit, all he did was enrich himself and his mates. Don't forget, he gave his pub landlord like a £2 million contract for fucking PPE. Don't forget that. Do not forget that. But not only that, but like it's that mediocrity, that the triumph of mediocrity. Hold him up and say, this fucker killed tens of thousands of old people in the UK who were in nursing homes, who needed a ring of protection around them, and instead they got flung into over the ramparts, plague-infested bodies, essentially, because they took people who had COVID out of hospitals and put them in the care homes. And that is unforgivable. And why that guy is not in jail, that's the system. Why is Rebecca Brooks not in jail? That's the system. Why is Lawrence Fox not in jail? I mean, the guy's a Nazi. he's putting out Nazi shit on Facebook. He's a rich, privileged, Harrow-educated wanker who thinks that, gay people are out to get him. Trans people are out to get him. They're taking away his rights. He was a great actor, and then his career got derailed by the fact that he told the wokerati that they were shit. Okay, yeah, that's why. That's why. That's not nothing to do with the fact that you burn pride flags in the back garden. What the fuck do you expect's going to happen, loser? Calls himself Lozer, doesn't he? Loser Fox. What did you think is going to happen? Yeah, did you think that all the gay people in the arts, in the film industry, in the TV industry, do you think they'll go, oh yeah, she's got that massive homophobe, let's get him on board? Yeah, I'd love to go into work every day, to go on a set with a guy who thinks I should be dead. Yeah, I want that. Fucking, of course they're not. No one wants to work with him. He's a gobshite. I mean, it's not even like necessarily about the racism. It's just he is the world's worst gobshite. He just absolutely is. But there you go. I just read a couple of chats, but I'm going to get off in a moment because I think I've rabbited on long enough. I'm sorry about the stuff here. What's Sangeeta Maiska doing now? I don't know. We can get in touch with her because she's a friend of a friend of a few friends actually in our gang. So I could find out for you what she's doing at the moment. But if she could do a daily show like this, I'd love it. That would be fantastic. I think it would go down really, really well. But we'd have to see. I mean, if I was her, what I would have done is when James O'Brien finishes at 1:00 on LBC. No, actually, no, I'll do it in the morning. I think I'm thinking about which. At the moment, I'll do it at 1:00 just to replace Vanessa Feltz, because that's the woman who replaced Sangeeta. So they took a left-wing woman of color off the radio for speaking the truth about Israel, and what they were doing in Gaza, and they put a right-wing Nazi bootlicker, goose stepper, on instead. Vanessa Feltz, privately educated, of course, and Sangeeta isn't. She's a state school kid like the rest of us, and like the rest of us normies. But yeah, I'd just do a 3-hour show online. Just get everyone who's just turned off from the they turned off the radio because they're like, I hate James O'Brien, I hate Vanessa Feltz. But maybe she could do a show in the morning from 7 till 10. When Nick Ferrari's on, because he's another privately educated right-wing nut job. It's absolute gobshite. He pretends to be all like, I'm giving both sides of the argument, but he doesn't, and he lets his feelings known about pretty much every topic, and he'll generally pick the right-wing view of it. But there you go. I'll never forget the talking hat. Oh, am I cropped? Is that the problem? The talking hat? Is this? Sorry, is this? Oh, is that because I had my laptop in front of me? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the replay here, making sure that I can actually that I'm actually coming through normally in the picture. I was really worried that it might have cropped for some reason and zoomed in, so it was just my hat that you were seeing. I'll vote for Sangeeta. Yeah. We'll try and find out what she's doing. I mean, like, I'd love that. I'd love to produce that show. So maybe get a message to her and say, if you want to do a live YouTube show, I'll produce it for you. Obviously not from here in Liverpool, because none of my kit's working at the moment. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day trying to get this computer or this computer to freaking work, so I can actually do a show tomorrow. I've got 3 shows tomorrow, and I can't do the Friday night social on my phone. Shit. So yeah, need to get things sorted. I thought that because the screen wasn't working on this one, I could hook it up to another screen, but it just turns this screen off. That's what happens when I plug it in. This screen turns off and that screen doesn't turn on. So I need to sort that out. There's probably a setting somewhere that's just mucked up. But what's really, really frustrating about this is I spent a long time the other night in between shows setting things up on this computer so that it would just freaking work when I got here, with all of the files and everything for OBS, which I use to stream it. Logged in, put all the programs back on it, because it just got back from the fix-it place, so it had been wiped. And I spent an inconsiderate amount of time, a considerable amount of time getting that sorted, and then plug it in this morning at 9 o'clock, and it's just like, no, I'm not going to even slightly work. Yeah, I spent an hour trying to get the screen going, and then the phone not working was the funniest bit. Well, it wasn't funny, it was tragically hilarious. Well, I hope you enjoyed your island brew this morning from the island of Liverpool. And just one thing before I go, I just want to say, listen, there's a storm coming in, as the kid says at the end of Terminator. And so please stay safe. Tomorrow, we're going to have 90-mile-an-hour winds up north and in southern Scotland. If you are affected, please stay in. Don't be driving around, and make sure you stay away from trees, because they have a tendency to fall over in winds that are countries not accustomed to getting every other week, like we do now, because of climate change, because we put loads more energy into the system. Great stream, thanks, gang. Oh, thank you, Blumduff. Thank you so much for saying it's a great stream, because I think this has gone really, really badly. But thank you, everyone who came on. Thanks to everyone who found it eventually. But yes, not after the last performance. Graham Hart, Movement Forward is suing. Why are they suing me? Oh, what? Labour are busy trying to do everything at once, mostly piecing a country back together after 14 years of damage. That's true, but they don't have to go after trans kids. They didn't need to do that. It's a waste of their time, and it's cruel and vindictive, and they've got better things to do than to do horrible things to trans people for no reason other than there's a lot of anti-trans lobbyists who manage to get the ear of these ministers, and we don't, because we don't have think tanks for the left that have the same effect as the Tufton Street. We're not as well funded, we're not as well, smooth and slick, and we didn't, go to the right schools that taught us how to, cheat, lie, be really arrogant, be really outspoken in a way that achieves results. Not the results we want, but results nonetheless. So anyway, thank you very much to everyone. This has great stuff going on. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very, very stressful morning, I've got to say. But yeah, I might do a show later if I can get my tech working, but if I can't, I'm not promising anything, but I'll definitely do a morning show tomorrow on my phone if I have to. But until then, I'll just say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking with the channel. Thanks for the thanks for the super chats. And until next time, I'll just press. I've got to press a button on here. Until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Bye.